What is the plot of Fairy Tail? This is a question I've been thinking about for a very long time, and I mean very. I'm going to draw one conclusion by the end of this video, instead of potentially 2 to 3, which I usually do. Okay, so at the very beginning of Fairy Tail, we meet Natsu, a young man who is in search for his dragon father, E.N.D. While in his search throughout this series, we are introduced to many characters and lots of villains along the way. The first potential antagonist of this series we hear of is Zeref, a black wizard who's lived for about 400 years. Although we only get rumors of Zeref at the time, he is later introduced in the Tenro Island arc, a man who cries at the sight of Natsu, and that's when people truly started asking questions like, how does Zeref know who Natsu is, and why is he crying at the sight of Natsu? At this point in time, we of course know the truth to those questions, but we are at the end of the same arc introduced Acnologia, the black dragon of the apocalypse. The same dragon who crippled Gildarts. This was the first time we got to see an actual dragon, apart from E.N.D from Natsu's flashbacks. This motherfucker was our first truly evil character in all of Fairy Tail. Right now, most people might be wondering why I'm bringing up Acnologia when what you really want to hear is my idea of what the Fairy Tail plot might be. Here's the thing, I think Zeref is much less relevant to the plot climax than Acnologia. And also, what if the very start of Fairy Tail is actually hinting at the real plot? I know a lot of people who think that killing Acnologia, killing Zeref and all of those things are the true plot. I believe Acnologia is as close as those guys are getting, but they're not all the way there. In the Tartarus arc of Fairy Tail, we finally see E.N.D return along with the other Dragon Slayer's dragons. This was possibly the biggest hype in the whole series at the time, well, until we found out that they are all dead to begin with, that is. But what if, even after witnessing E.N.D getting obliterated by Acnologia, E.N.D is still extremely relevant? At the moment, we know that Natsu wants nothing more than to kill Acnologia and Zeref, I guess. But let's ignore Zeref for now, or well, at least let's ignore him as a villain. Hero has stated at some point that Fairy Tail will have a happy ending, but that right there is the key Fairy Tail's final stage, I believe. Natsu will end up battling Acnologia one-on-one. Even though I believe it'll start with all Dragon Slayers versus Acnologia, once Natsu remains standing and the rest don't, Natsu will force E.N.D to awaken within him. And deliberately he will discard his humanity for the sake of Earthland and the ones he loves. Acnologia will end up fighting the most powerful demon of Zeref, and Natsu will not only discard his humanity willingly, he's going to expend all remaining power inside of him, resulting in his body running out of magic entirely. By unleashing every ounce of magic power inside of him, E.N.D will execute Acnologia after a long and hard-fought battle. And after Acnologia dies, Natsu's body will break asunder from expending all he had remaining, and he will die as well. After Natsu perishes, Happy will live on without him, but Natsu will forever remain at the center of his and everyone else's hearts. The plot, however, is not finished at this point. One detail remains. And this is my favorite part, guys. Do you guys remember that scene in the anime where Natsu and the others have been waiting for future Lucy to reunite with them? I believe we're going to have that exceptional heartwarming kind of moment once again, but this time Natsu will not be the one waiting. Upon arriving at the paradise, as I'd like to call it, before Natsu, his loved ones will stand. That is his original parents that he never got to meet, and also the one he was destined to find ever since chapter 1 of Fairy Tail. He is going to finally reunite with E.N.D. And that, my friends, is the plot of Fairy Tail. Natsu finally getting to spend an eternity with his father who left him, returned only to leave so suddenly once more. Anyway, that's all for today's video. Please like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you wish to see more Fairy Tail content. Bye.